Hi, everyone. Dr. Sidaimi, Josephine, Michael, my parliamentary colleagues, Yulin, and all of you. I was asked to speak today by Michael, my parliamentary colleague. So I thought, it's kind of odd that I have a guy asking me to come and talk about leadership to women. And then I realized that that actually says something very good about this country, which is that you have the guys fully supportive of leadership for women. Then I asked myself, well, what can I do today that would help make a difference? And I realized that my task today, as well as Josephine's and the rest of the speakers, is today to share enough with you to make sure that in 20 years' time, all of you will be standing on a stage like this, sharing with a future generation of leaders. And, well, how do you get to be a good leader? Every single one of you sitting in the seats here has the potential to be a leader. All of you have something special within yourself that needs to be unlocked and that will, grow in a positive way. How do you unlock it? Well, the first thing is to be very, very good at what you do. And we all know that you can't be good at everything, but all of us are good at some things. I can't sew to save my life. I went to Marymount Convent. I had to do home econs. And my sewing teacher tried to get me to sew this nightgown, right? Which I promptly sewed inside out with all the seams hanging out. So I there and then resolved I will never ever be a tailor, a seamstress, or somebody who can sew dresses. Strangely enough, my metal work was much better. So I could somehow make spades and forks and trowels. I had no problems with that. You don't even want to see what happened in the cooking class because my curry puffs were kind of like leather, right? So the point behind this is that we have different skills. And your job is to identify which particular skill you're good at and to hone it and be very good at it. Because in order to be a leader, you need to have some kind of foundational basis. And people will look to you. And if you go through life saying, okay, I'll just do this in a so-so fashion, it doesn't inspire others. So step number one, work at what it is that you're doing, what you like. Find the thing that, is right for you. Work at that and make sure you're very good at it. Step number two, you need to be a person of integrity, to have values, because you can't lead and inspire others if you don't have something within you that makes other people look to you for leadership. So honesty, integrity, and always do what you say you will do. Don't say one thing and do another. That seems to be part of the problem that Tiger Woods has today, because his public image that was, squeaky clean, nice guy, and then when all these other things started surfacing, it was very different from the public image. And people don't like that. People don't like it when you pretend to be one thing and you're actually another. So if you are going to be somebody, the person that you are must be the real person. People can sense when you're not genuine. People can sense when you're bluffing or when, you're just saying something for the sake of saying it. So you must always be true to yourself, and whatever you say you will do, you must carry it out. And if for some reason you can't perform or you can't deliver on that, you must also explain why you can't. Never say, I will deliver this, and then don't do it. Because when you do that, you destroy that element of trust, which is essential for leadership. People look to leaders to lead them. And if you want somebody to lead you, it means that you're basically saying that I am going to follow the direction that you're setting. In order to do that, you have to trust that person, and you have to trust that person to follow where that person is leading you. And if you are the person who's leading, then it means that you must not betray the trust of the people who have placed that trust in you. So just remember that that is a very important thing. People value honesty, and if you make a mistake, they will forgive you for that mistake if they know and realize that you actually meant well, you did it honestly, and for some reason it didn't come out. What they will not forgive you for, though, is if you lie to them, or you misled them, or you caused them to believe something when in fact it was not true. So, I've covered 2 points. 1, be very good at what you do. 2, make sure that you have integrity and that you're worthy of trust, right? Then comes the bigger picture. In order to be a leader, what do you have to do? Leaders lead. That means that if you're going to lead people, you must have a vision or a sense of what you want to do, where you want to go. And don't mistake, because there is no such thing as these leaders who somehow know automatically what is the right or the correct thing to do. There are many world leaders today faced with many problems. They cannot say 100% this is the correct thing. What they can do is say that, all right, based on these facts before me, I think this is the correct thing to do. I may not be 100% sure, but having considered everything, I think it's the right thing. And the difference between a leader and a person who's not a leader is that the one who's a leader, after having reached that conclusion, says, okay, we will do it. If it doesn't work out, if it fails along the way, never mind, we'll have to deal with it as it happens. But the point behind this is that if you want to lead, if you want to get a person from point A to point B, you must identify point B, and you must also identify how you're going to get from A to B, and you have to let those people that you are leading know that this is the way to go, all right? And part of it you have to do on faith, because you don't know 100% is going to turn out right. But you've done your assessment and you figure, okay, that's probably going to happen. So when I say leaders lead, that's very important, because you must have a clear vision. If you don't have a clear vision of where you're going to go, then all the people that you're leading are not going to have a very clear vision either, right? And the other thing that you need to do when you're leading is you've got to know and like people. If you don't know them, meaning learn to get to know them, get to understand them, you won't have a rapport with the people that you're leading. And this is something women are great at. We're very intuitive, and you know, we like talking to people, finding out about people, and generally empathizing with them. That's also known as capefulness, but that's a slightly different thing altogether. But the idea is you must be genuinely interested in the people that you're working with and leading. Otherwise, you can't lead them. They will sense that very quickly and very, very fast. So you've got to be genuine in your desire to work with them. You've got to be genuine in wanting to help. And these things that I've talked about are actually, if you think about it, very common sense things. So I'll just leave you with these thoughts, because my speech is not meant to be terribly long. But I want you all to know that each and every one of you has got tremendous potential. What you've got to do in the years to come is figure out what is that particular thing which is right for you, and make the most of it, and then you will really fly. And I have no doubt that many of you sitting here today, if not all of you, will achieve something wonderful in your lives, and I say, go for it. Thank you very much.